Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Oculus Go VR headset. It is praised as a game changer everywhere, so let's really take a good look at it. You know what? Would you like to understand how it feels to have that VR headset? Just watch this video from like 3 inches distance from your screen. In this video, I'm going to share my impressions and give you a full review. I will talk about the product itself, the gaming experience, the video quality, and the best way to watch YouTube, and of course the audio options. Especially the YouTube part is interesting because I found a great trick that I did not see anywhere else on the internet, and it might actually be a game changer for your decision making on this thing. I will also demonstrate how do you actually interact with the tool and what do you see by using the screen recording tool which is provided in the Oculus Go. So you will have a good idea of what this thing is all about. So keep watching. Let's talk about my first impressions. I was very excited about this unit, so I couldn't wait putting up the lights, this and that, and I just unboxed it on my kitchen counter. At first, the build quality seemed decent and sturdy. Also, the build quality felt great because, you know, there's not much moving parts in there. You don't need to stuff your phone in there. That's why they built one piece with a screen. So I think it also helps to the general quality feeling. So the design is rather simple, but the best thing about this headset is actually the built-in speakers. They provide an amazing immersive 360 experience. You know, you're already wearing something bulky on your face, so put in an extra headphones. Don't get me wrong, I'm using QC35s. They're one of the best headphones out there. But then you need to attach it with a cable, so more cables, more weight on my head was sickening with other headsets, but this guy is amazing. Like, you need to try this just for the sake of the built-in speakers because it's an interesting experience. Like, there's nothing on your ear, like nothing close to here, but you get a great sound out of it. As we mentioned earlier, this is marketed as a budget headset. So when you move your head to sides and up and down, it understands. But if you actually move forward or backwards, it does not understand. So the technical name is field of view, or but it's exactly what I said. You know, it doesn't understand your own movement, but it understands your head's movement. So if whole body moves, it doesn't get it. But if your head moves only to the sides, up and down, it just understands it, and it's very responsive. Like, it's exactly what you expect, as if you're looking. Like, I'm now looking around, and it's not much different from this speed. So apart from that, the setup instructions were rather clear. I, out of the box, knew what to do. Of course, it requires some setup with the phone. You connect it to the Wi-Fi through your phone because you don't, I mean, it's actually a good thing in my opinion, but of course it takes away from the standalone experience because at least to start with this thing, you need your phone. And after that, the phone is not big of a deal, though I keep my phone connected because it's fun to look at my own photos and videos on that screen that this thing provides. Another thing, as you noticed, I'm wearing glasses, and when you wear glasses, you need to put another layer within the goggles, so it helps and accommodates for the width of the glasses. But of course, it was not the best experience to put it on with glasses. I tried it with contact lenses, then it got too hot in the thingy, so the contact lenses were not the ideal solution. And really have the proper experience, you need to make sure that you get your correction. Apparently they will sell prescription lenses for the Oculus Go soon. So as this thing was marketed as like the game changer, the VR will go popular, ta-da-dee-ta-da-da, I was expecting something bigger. So whatever you see on YouTube in terms of screen capture is actually not what the naked eye sees. It is kind of a screenshot of what should be viewed through the glasses, but of course it's not as pixelated as what we see in the glasses, but you get used to it. Especially if you are looking at further objects, it gets easier to adapt and understand. But when things are passing by closer to you, or when you're looking left and right and things are rather close, then they get even more pixelated. You know what? Would you like to understand how it feels to have that VR headset? Just watch this video from like 3 inches distance from your screen and move your screen with your hands. So that's kind of how it feels, as if you're really looking something at that close to your face. But Netflix found a way around it. They actually simulate a room atmosphere, and then they pretend that there is a TV and your media only plays on that TV. The YouTube experience, there are two ways that I'll talk about. The in-browser experience is also rather close, and there's no way to actually frame it. If you leave it on smaller screen, then you have all the things around it. There's no need to dim everything else but the screen in the browser. And the other experience, we'll talk about that soon. So basically, if you're fine with watching a massive plasma TV from a rather close distance, then you will love this thing. Also, if you're going to like budget cinemas where they have real art movies, you know, their screens are not as clear as IMAX screens. You can even tell from time to time if you are actually sitting really close to the screen that there are pixels in there. So if you are completely fine with those two things, this is your gadget. Go ahead and buy this. But one more thing that you should get used to, if you move your eyes more, you actually lose the image quality, because the middle of the lens has the utmost image quality, and when you look at the sides of it, when you're off the center and tracking with your eyes more than with your head, then you actually lose some of the crispiness of the screen. It's impossible to demonstrate this because I told you the screen recording app is just recording what it is projected. It's not how you see it, but there is a halo effect. Let me put it this way. There is a minor halo effect around the center of this thing, but the center offers the best viewing quality. So let's talk about the YouTube experience. Of course, the gaming side of this thing is real, and some games are fun, but this is not a full-fledged gaming thing. If they made it standalone, because I think the marketing idea behind this thing is the media consumption, i.e. watching videos, movies, this and that. And there's actually inbuilt store where they're selling, renting movies. So I think it moves to that direction. Like Netflix is also very well integrated in the system. I think it's all about media consumption. So YouTube is an integral part of that. As I mentioned before, there's the browser YouTube experience where you are in a Internet Explorer kind of browser. When you put it on the full screen mode, it's rather too close to you. And if you want it to be smaller, the in and out zooming thing does not work in the browser's YouTube app. So you need to actually use it, the original non-full screen version. And when you are there, you have all the distractions around it, and there's no proper way to dim the other distractions around. But let's talk about the good way. If you download the Gala 360 app, the Gala app has actually YouTube integration. Like when on the left-hand side menu, when you click on the YouTube thing, you also see the search bar. And if you use that search bar, you can actually go into any YouTube video, and then you can arrange the distance from the virtual distance from you. Thus, most of the stuff remains in the center, so that's where you have the clearest view. That's why if you use the Gala app and their YouTube integration, and that is the trick, you can actually make the screen smaller and make it further away from you. And when it's further away from you, it's within the best resolution view of the lenses. Thus, you get a better YouTube experience. So, if YouTube is important to you, I know it is important to me, and if you're watching this video, I assume it is important for you as well. That trick would help a lot. And by the way, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'm offering great reviews, and I keep mostly up to date with the tech, and I provide an average Joe's perspective on things, even though I learned about them before shooting the videos. You know, what I share with you is rather genuine, so don't forget to subscribe. I think we already mentioned the gaming aspect of things, but you know, I mean, it's pixelated and it's not gaming per se, but because there is a new way of interacting with the machine, that makes the gaming fun. For example, I spend ridiculous amount of time on the fishing game, I think it's called Bait, and I caught an amazing fish as well. Like, they made it so colorful and interesting because they need to exaggerate. This is still a form of art, and I would say form of drawing, because it's not actually filming, because you can't really film those, even though when that day comes, these VR goggles will just be amazing. But we're not there yet. Alright, let's talk about my verdict. I mean, if the video quality was a little bit better and less pixelated, I would be shouting out loud to all of you and say, go get one before it's too late. But we're not there yet. I love it that it demonstrates where the things are going. It's clearer than other VR sets that I used. I talked about it in the video, but it's still not as impressive for a first-time user. The immersive experiences are interesting, even though the pixelation is there. It compensates because it's a way of interacting with our surroundings that we couldn't do before. But when it comes to media consumption, and this is how this thing is marketed, I think we're not there yet. Netflix plays the game quite well by setting up this room atmosphere or setting up this movie theater atmosphere. I mean, they say this is one of the best VR experiences, but as an average Joe, I can watch a movie from my 6-year-old MacBook Pro, which is of course non-retina, and it's easier, you know, there's not a big thing on my face, and when you're watching a static screen, you don't need to rotate your head all the time, but it's worth trying. It's an interesting experience. If you are especially looking for a VR headset, just grab this one, because the price and price quality ratio, I would say, is rather decent. But if you're an average guy, you know, who heard about the VR headsets and interested in having a TV replacement or a laptop replacement when it comes to media consumption, or even replace your iPad with something, we're not there yet. As a last word, unless you're craving for privacy or you are really looking for an opportunity to watch a massive TV, even though it is fake and a little pixelated, for 200 bucks, just go ahead and do the purchase. Apparently there is none better yet. But I think this thing is a great step towards the right direction. So keep an eye on Oculus and VR headsets in general, because I think we will hear a lot more about them in the short run. Leave a comment below if you would like to take our relationship to the next level. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching this video, and see you next time.